Ethiopian Airlines tragic flight 302 victims' families have held an emotional vigil outside the Department of Transportation to mourn relatives 6 months after the plane crashed into a farmland outside the capital, Addis Ababa. The victims' families expressed the challenges they are facing as they try to move on with life without their loved ones. CGTN's Kiyo now explains.
The last 6 months have not been an easy road for family members of Ethiopian Airlines Flight 302 crash victims. Holding photos of their loved ones, they recounted their pain in the months following the crash. One of them, Paul Njoroge, says he no longer knows the meaning of life after losing his wife, 3 children and mother-in-law in the plane crash.
When I booked the flights for my wife and my children and my mom-in-law, I trusted that all the procedures, all the internal validation processes within Boeing and the FAA are in order. And that's what you all believe. When you're flying, when you book a flight, you do believe that you're gonna get to your destination safely. There wasn't a moment that I imagined that I would be here today. There wasn't a moment that I imagined that my life would be turned upside down, that I would be wondering about the future, because all my future is gone. My future was my wife and my children. I lived for them.
And this day is to remember those we lost. To remember Samia, my daughter, remember Paul's family. That's the primary purpose of this day. But we as families are gathered and we're in communication increasingly together for several reasons. Number one, we heal better by talking to each other. Number two, we want to prevent a third crash.
Relatives of the plane crash victims say they have met with U.S. Transportation Secretary Elaine Chao. Chao allegedly assured them that the 373 MAX would not fly again until she was convinced it was safe. The Boeing 737 MAX aircraft nosedived into a farmland outside the Ethiopian capital, Addis Ababa. It's reported that the plane's landing was with force, such that only fragments of those who died could be recovered. Late on Monday, the head of the Ethiopian police confirmed that the identification process of the crash victims was complete. Many relatives are campaigning for the crash site to be turned into a permanent memorial. Kiyo, CGTN.